Hello, welcome to the program. Joining us is Dmytro Klim. He is a recruitment specialist based in Ukraine. Mr. Klim, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Martin.
So, since the 2014 Euromaidan revolution, there's been a lot of changes in recruitment, how Ukrainians are changing the work that they do and the education that they get. You specialize this. Can you tell us how this has changed? Perhaps not just in the last 3 years, but since you started in this field.
No, I started in 2001, and of course it has been changed many things. On the other hand, if you are talking about the last few years, of course the situation in Ukraine is unstable. It's obviously, and many Ukrainians, especially if we are talking about youth, they are thinking, seriously thinking about the living, and they see they are work abroad. If we will remind my age, the English, it was something special, really.
Yeah.
For now, I think near 80% of youth, if we are talking about the big cities, more or less speaks English. And that means one more interesting thing. I wrote one article. There was the analysis of wishes of parents, which language you wish to learn for your kids, and 80% of Ukrainians choose the English. For now, I think near 7 billion Ukrainian works abroad.
7 million.
7 million, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge amount, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very huge.
And what do you think are the main factors behind this? Is it the lack of opportunities in Ukraine? Is it the pay? What would you say?
First of all, of course, it's lack of opportunities, because especially the last 3 years, we have a war. It's not a ATO. This is really war, and we have the legacy from previous presidents. We don't have more or less understandable, clear, and a system of protect your something own your property.
And do other countries, I mean, keep these entrepreneurs or people who could be successful in the future within the country? How do they? It's
very easy. Just introduce suggest the better salary and better conditions of life. It's very easy.
So is that up to but that's up to the private firms, is it? Or is that up to the government, would you say, to help with this process?
No, mainly this, of course, is a private business. But for workers, it's not important. If this is a private business or this by government.
So it's up to business to a certain extent to keep this.
Yes, completely.
And often, for example, in recent years, we've seen the Ukrainian IT sector boom. But many people just see Ukraine as sort of an outsourcing country. I mean, is that a fair assessment? Or are there actually other enterprises that are working to develop IT products themselves rather than just outsource from another country?
I see situation. What I see now, if we are talking about Europe, they are, of course, expect from Ukraine the IT specialists, IT professionals, and they are interested in. But also, I would say that engineers is maybe even more interesting for Europe than IT, because IT. Let's be honest, IT specialists could be work everywhere. It's not important that he stay, especially in Czech Republic, in USA or whatever. But engineer should stay on the plant. And especially after this bubble, do you remember which happened in China?
Yes, yeah.
Many European and I suspect Americans company too, European company, they move their plants back to the Europe, and not only a European company. You can imagine only in Czech Republic for now 240 just Japanese company. Czech Republic, 4 million people.
It's incredible, really.
Yeah. And they need the workers. This is a plant. They produce something. They need the engineers, and of course they are looking for the personnel, for the staff everywhere, especially in Ukraine, because the culture very similar, very close. Our education was really not bad.
Well, this is like one of the key factors as well. Like the education in Ukraine is actually to a very high level, especially in engineering, especially in IT.
Yeah, that's true. And especially maybe even if we are talking about IT, even if education don't give the enough knowledge, our IT specialists would like to work for abroad, and they will add their knowledge. It's for sure by their self.
Yeah. Well, which is a problem for Ukraine almost, because it loses a lot of its specialists.
Yes, that's true.
And
Unfortunately, you're right.
And what about the trend? I mean, has it been increasing, decreasing, the number of people who are leaving?
If we will not bring the investors in Ukraine, the situation will be badly bad.
Yeah, it'll be worse.
Yeah. Because the level of Ukraine for now, level of life is go down, and it's not stopped yet. I think so.
And
excuse me, and especially now we have open visa situation. You understand, and to go to abroad for just looking around, to talk with employer, etc., etc. It's easier.
So, what do you think the solution is to this?
To build the country as they respect the law.
So the law is the main,
yes,
the foundation. You could.
Yeah, and if we have to have law, I say in Europe or USA or something middle, and we have to be sure. We and investors have to be sure that this law will be fulfilled.
Yes. Yeah.
We have to accord this.
So it's up to like the private business.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mr. Klim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you too.
Thank you.